Hey guys, this is TKR here, bringing you another match. This match was actually requested by JXO98. He wanted to see Aqua Force versus Descendant, so here it is. The Aqua Force we're using in this video is not the Glory Maelstrom Crossride build. It's going to be filled with support that we got from box 11. That set just came out, so we're still doing a lot of test playing right now. I would like to say sorry if we misplay or anything like that. Also, for the Eradicator Descendant deck, we're following the May 11th ban list for the Japanese meta, where Descendant is now limited to 2. Also, regarding the last video that we did, Dayusha versus Aqua Force, we had a lot of positive feedback from that, so thank you very much. But we also had a lot of comments where people weren't exactly 100% sure what certain cards did or what the clans did in general. So hopefully to fix this problem, in the description below, we'll have the name of the card that we used in the video, so every card that we used in our deck, and a link that will take you to the card effect. So if you want to read the card effect yourself, you can go ahead and click it and read that yourself. Anyway, so Jon rushes me with a bunch of grade 2s. I have a Death Scythe in my hand, so I want to take 2 damage and retire his Dorothea, which is a 10k booster. Me, I have a Zuitan in my hand, and because I have Zuitan and Heisen on the field, my grade 0's effect allows me to Superior Ride into Descendant. So that's what I did, and I played the Death Scythe and I do retire the Dorothea, and I don't have any boosters, so that's fine, and I just attack. I check into 2 Spark Rain Dragons, which kind of sucks because I already have attackers. I want boosters instead, but that's fine, you know, it's still something. I attack, and Jon takes damage, putting him at 3, and now I'm at 2 damage. Unfortunately, Jon draws a heal for his turn. Now, Jon rides last card Levin as his Vanguard, his grade 3. Now, what Levin does is, if he has Limit Break and all the units in the front row are at rest, you can when he attacks, you can counterblast 1, give him 3000 power plus critical. His other ability is you can counterblast 1, give him 2000 power. Jon plays a Lucas on the side as well, which is if Lucas attack hits, you can counterblast 2 and draw a card. Anyways, so I attack. I still don't have any boosters, and I just attack with Descendant. I get double triggers here. I hit a draw and a critical, which puts me in an extremely commanding position. I'm really far ahead. Jon is now at 5 damage to my 2, and I just finish attacking with the rest of my rear guards. So I'm done with my turn, and I pass turn over to Jon. Jon uses Eric's effect to add a grade 3 to his hand, which he gets a Diamantis. So that means he can get an extra attack in, force another 5k out of my hand. Either way, it's not a bad pickup. I still don't have any boosters, but I do have shield, and I do want to use Descendant's Limit Break. And what Descendant's Limit Break is, if I'm at 4 damage, and my attack fails to hit my opponent's Vanguard, I can discard 3 cards with Eradicator in its name, counterblast 1 unit with Eradicator in its name, and stand it with, and if he stood by his own effect, he gains critical. It sounds kind of confusing, but you can read his effect. We'll have a link to him in the description below. Same thing with last card 11. So Jon attacks. All of his front row units are rest, so now Levin has critical since he counterblasted 1. He hits a stand trigger and stands one of his units, and I purposely take it so that now I can go to Limit Break. So turn passes over to me. For Descendant, when your opponent is at 5 damage, that is the best time to use Descendant. So anyways, I play my rear guards and I just attack, no boost, to pretty much ensure that I won't hit, or Jon can no guard and lose, or unless he can unless he risks healing on 6. So Jon doesn't have enough shield. He has a perfect guard and 2 10ks and an interceptor on the field, but Descendant is going to be able to attack one more time. So he no guards, and I get a critical, so so game 1 goes to me. Game 2, Jon starts off, rides Tethys, and once again, unfortunately for him, I already have Superior in my hand. I ride my Perfect Guard and attack. I hit a heal trigger. I was at 0 damage, so the heal trigger didn't really do anything at all. It's now just a 10k shield. Jon rides Valeria for his turn, and I believe he uses Eric's skill to search for a grade 3. And he just instantly adds Diamantis to his hand. So I already know he has another grade 3 in his hand, so it's either going to be Maelstrom or Levin, I'm assuming. But that's just speculation, I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, so Jon just attacks me. And since I don't have a Dragonic Death Scythe in my hand, so I don't have any way to utilize Counterblast. So rather than just risk taking a critical trigger, I just drop 10k for no pass to save myself some damage, and I Superior Ride again into Dragonic Descendant. Yeah, I got kind of lucky there. You're not gonna get it every game, but you know, it's just it happens. Like it does happen from time to time. So even though we're playing with the Japanese meta where Descendant is now at 2, not that big a deal. Especially since you have alternate grade 3s now you can run from, you know, new support from box 11. So anyways, I call a bunch of rear guards. Well, no, sorry, I remembered it wrong. I just call one Zoitan. And what Zoitan does is, if the attack hits, I can unflip a damage and soul charge 1. Jon drops a 10k for 2 triggers to pass, and unfortunately for him, I completely luck stack him and I hit double draw triggers. So my hand is huge. Jon's at 3 damage, and I'm at 0 damage. And I no guard the first attack, and I damage another draw trigger, so I draw another card, and this game is just not going well for Jon at all. So he attacks my, and I no guard. Jon hits a stand trigger, but I damaged the power, so he needed a trigger to pass. So for that stand trigger, he was able to stand a rear guard, but he had to put the power on Vanguard if he wanted to damage me. He hits another stand trigger, and he stands his Diamantis, but unfortunately Diamantis is a grade 3, so you can't boost with it. And so I misplay a little bit here. I played the Death Scythe, and I was like, wait, and I take it back. Fortunately, it's casual play, so Jon was really cool about it. So what the better play was, I had Suki in my hand. It's a new Eradicator card. His name is Suki. I forget the full name, but what he does is when a unit is retired, by an effect, he gains 3000 power, so he becomes a 10k booster for the turn. And if you combo it with Spark Rain, that makes Spark Rain Dragon hit 22 on your opponent's 11k Vanguard. But I still do the Death Scythe play anyways, and I retire one of Jon's units. Jon attacks. He attacks with Diamantis first, moves to the back. And now he attacks with Mucus, and I guard it. So now Jon attacks me. I no guard. He gets a critical trigger. So now I have Limit Break. And right here I misplayed a little bit because I thought Levin had crit, but I forgot that you need 3 units in the front row for Levin to have his ability, which is one of those things where I completely forgot because it's still a new deck. We're still test playing it, so sorry about that. And it's pretty much game over. Jon's at 5 damage. I drew a Kokaiji, which is the 10k booster for Narukami, and this set is pretty much gonna go to me because there's really nothing else Jon can do to stop the rest of my attacks. So that's game 2. It's a 2-0 sweep. So once again, thank you for watching. If you have any requests, leave it in the comment below, and thanks a lot, guys. Later.